And I tell you what we are going to be doing today. We're going to be going through, let's see, on the left-hand side, we have a quick search. So all the different ways there are to search here in Paragon. Actually, I'm not going to go through them all. There's a ton of them under the search icon, which you will see. So I'll get to those in a minute. Up at the power search, you might see that I already have, let me blow this up for you. I already had a question this morning answering, one of our membership had a call. She asked me about a particular property that closed a while back. And you'll see that that's all the information that I put in the power search. If I just, there we go. So what I can do is I can either select on one or the other listing. These come from two different MLSs. There are still a few people that will enter listings into different MLSs because not every MLS has the same data sharing, which is kind of cool. You know, we've got the most information out there. So this one was entered into Monroe, and the selling agent wasn't properly posted on there. So I looked it up and let them know. So if I wanted to see both of those, I just click on the two, and that will bring both of those up at the same time. So I just didn't know which listing I needed to be looking at. We also have, this isn't really a search on the right-hand side. However, let's blow this up a bit. However, it is a monitor. So we can see what's going on in my market. Now, if you haven't touched the market monitor as of yet, then you will want to edit this. So on my market monitor on the right-hand side, if you don't have anything customized in here, you will see everything that's entered into our data sharing except for the Northern Great Lakes, which that you have to find elsewhere, which we will show you because that is actually part of searching for listings. So on mine, so I live in St. Clair. Now St. Clair Shores, when I'm up here in St. Clair County in St. Clair. And my market, actually, instead of doing St. Clair in the township, East China in the township, and Marine City, I just decided to do my my school district, because up here that's actually a pretty good size. So what I've done, you see I've clicked on the little gear, and that gets me to customize this little piece. Now you'll notice I didn't put anything for class. That's okay, because in the type field, this will actually qualify that. So you can skip the whole class because it's the type that you need. So I selected the magnifying glass so you can see what options are in here. And we do have a marina here in St. Clair. So I am so glad that condominiums have been separated from vacant land, because they used to be all together. And then if I wanted to search, if I wanted to keep condominiums in there, I got all this vacant land too. Oh, it was just too much. So it was about a year ago they separated those. So now I'm able to put that as in there. So, and I'm not concerned about business or commercial, but these are the green ones that I was selected was what I want to keep an eye on. Up here in St. Clair, we have some farm areas as well. So of course I've got those there. Alrighty. So once you make your selections, just save. Now I can simply put in my municipality, Clare. And you know, I always just type in, not the Saint, because it could be S-A-I-N-T, it could be S-T, I don't know. So that's why I just type in Clare. So I want St. Clair. So if I just wanted my city or a few cities, I could do that, back out of there. Or if I wanted my whole county, I happen to know that it's 50. No, that's Macomb. 74 is my county. So this would still qualify me. I would only get East China School District in the county. I would have to take out East China School District to see what's in the county. And if I wanted to see the entire county, well, maybe I don't want to go a full 7 days back. I don't know what that really would look like right now. So let's go and see what we got. So let's save. So there were 15. Now there are 65 listings. These are 65 new listings in the last 7 days. So I could change this on the fly just for the moment. Type 1 and hit tab and refresh. Now there are 20 listings. So now I can see what's going on in the last day. Wow, 20 new listings in the county. here you can see my information. So if I were listing homes, they would be here. My office, which you guys know, I work for the MLS. So we've got just some test things in there apparently. So my office would be the office that you were licensed out of. And so we have some offices that have multiple branches, and that would be what's included in your firm. So Century 21, they have a lot of offices. It would be your particular branch. So this would be everything in my brokerage that's a member of my real source. So that's pretty awesome. So if you've got some of your people that are in another MLS, they are not going to show up here. This is why it's best to have everybody in the same MLS. Okay, so that's a little bit of the searching here. You have some searching at the very top, your power bar, and of course your quick search here. Now the quick search, you are not able to set your clients up on searches, just so you know, this is for you and you alone, something quick. Maybe I need to put in an MLS number and go from there. So I do want to show you one particular thing here. Let me blow this up so you guys see. Good visual here. I have original MLS number and I have MLS number. Why? What's the difference? Isn't that a little redundant? Well, one would think so. However, because we're data sharing, we'll bring in MLSs or MLS listings from another MLS, right? Well, we have to change those numbers. We wouldn't want to risk a duplicate number. I actually have seen that once, and it is the two listings meshed together, and it's horrible. So to untangle those is a little tricky. So if your client gives you an MLS number, say that they found off of Realtor.com, they will see the original MLS number. Now, if they're searching in something that you gave them, the Collab Center, things like that, it will be our particular MLS number that we assigned it. So those are just a few of the things. So those are items you can get tripped up on. That's why sometimes it's always best just to give the address. And then one of the things I like about the quick search is about a year or two ago, if not more, they now allow us to save these quick searches. And of course, you can load your last quick search. Just like in Paragon, if you haven't saved your search, it will automatically save those last 15 searches that you did. All right. So let's go into the searching icon. This is where you're going to be doing the bulk of your searching for your clients. So I'm going to hit the search icon, and you can see I can search by class: residential, manufactured home, park, vacant land, commercial, industrial, business, multifamily, and then the multi-class will allow you to search for anything and everything all at the same time. So, but I found this not to be, well, why? It just wasn't, I never found it useful to me. But there are others that need that type of search. We also have specialty searches. So if you want to go straight into the mapping, you certainly can. But I also find, over here, if I'm on a residential search, you'll see the same. Mapping is right at the top, so it's not too hard to get there. But there's some very good information in there. And there's advanced mapping. Now the hot sheet report, this is a different kind of search right here. So when I select a hot sheet, it's meant to give me what's changed since the last time I ran the report. So either A, I can run the hot sheet just as it is and pick my own criteria. However, if I've run the hot sheet previously, like if it's in a hot market and I want to know what's hit the market yet. So I searched this morning, has anything new come up? I will see people just run a report or just run a search, the same search, and then try to figure out what's new. Oh, that's a lot of work when I can simply just run the hot sheet report. So you can see that I last ran mine June 17th at 10:31 a.m. So now as I run it today, what are we, the 14th? 14th. What day is it? So July 14th, there's going to be a lot of information here. So that's all I need to do is tap that. It's already working its numbers. You'll see at the very beginning, it looks like a lot of information here. However, it's broken down. So here's the hot sheet data for residential. The next section will be vacant land, and so on. So there's commercial business, multifamily, and that's it. So let's go back up to residential. What type, area, price, address, status, hot sheet. Okay, and these are new listings. So the hot sheet type is what you're going to be looking for. If you're looking for new listings, that's the keyword you need. So all of these were new, and you'll see the price was changed on these. That is what hit the hot sheet. That's why it hit the hot sheet. Reduced to lower than recent appraisal. Very nice, and some notes. And then we go into price changes, back on the market, and these are all sold. Pending and withdrawn. So we do have some withdrawn. We have conditional and unconditional withdrawals. So what's the difference between conditional and unconditional? The condition means the home is still under contract. So I've conditionally released my seller. However, they are still under contract with me, and they cannot list with somebody else until my contract has expired. That's the difference between conditional and unconditional. So unconditional, you would just let them go. Sorry, this thing's dinging away. So that's your hot sheet report. That is one very important type of searching in a hot market. When you need to know what's new, this is your easy way to do it instead of trying to run a report and figure out. So now a little later, so at the end of class, when I come back, you'll see a report that would be a little less information on that. So if I just select the hot sheet report itself, this is where I set up what I want. Beginning on 6/17, maybe what I wanted from yesterday. Oh, June, let's try July. From July, what's gone on this week? And do I want new price changes, miscellaneous, back on market, sold? Maybe I don't want sold and pending. I just want ones that are back on the market and anything that's active and new. And then I put in my county and my selected areas. And there you go. So, and I didn't need any of this other, just nice and simple. From the last couple of days, what's new this week, or I can do it from the last one date here, and anything new, what's my criteria. On the right-hand side, you have a criteria summary, which you will see this in other places in Paragon when you're searching. And search. So now I could see anything that's gone on this week. And I parsed it down to just new price changes and back on market. And there you have it. There's your hot sheet report. You also have a history report, which I simply go into the listing itself and click on the history. It's just another way to find this report. Inventory. So if I know it's John Bedard's listing, actually, you go by Jack thing. So if I know it's his listing, I can simply click the inventory and look up his listings, anything, not my own listings, but another agent's listings. And then find his information here. There we go. Broker. Now see with John, you gotta figure out which one. Individual participant, that's us. Save. And then run your search from here. The last one I want to show you, this one, is how to find open houses. So this one tricked me because at the very bottom of my page, I had one of our members ask, "Hey Debbie, how do you search for open houses?" Nuts. I have it saved to the bottom of my page. See at the very bottom, all the way down at the bottom here, I have a couple of quick action links here. Tours and open houses are in the bottom right, so I didn't remember how to find the tours and open houses. They were up here. So I just select your criteria, area, same thing. But that's where you can find tours and open houses as well. Now that that's going to be a thing again, it's pretty nice. All right, so let me close down some of these. Okay, even though that's what I love about Paragon. You can have multiple searches open at the same time. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I do want to call your attention to something new here in the Paragon homepage. Now, some of you are on a private label MLS, which means your brokerage's logo is up here in the left-hand corner, and then your brokerage's information is here in the center. But things like class schedule, our webinar library, and member benefits are all over here, even the rules and regs. How do you find this information? Simply click the little MLS button here, and that will get you right to our page. And then we also have the education corner, which is now our monthly one. So we've switched it up to monthly for the summer. We'll see how it goes in the fall to see if we want to go back a little bit more. But you simply click open the education corner. It's a flipping book. I love this thing. It's really cool. We have links to register for the classes. If you don't want to attend the class, simply click the YouTube video and go right to the YouTube library. And here's all of the classes that we've been doing. And you'll see I have my YouTube links on all of these. So it's just a nice way to get to easily the playlist for, oh, this one will be the new agent onboarding videos. But searching the Collab Center, this will get you right to the entire playlist for searching in the Collab Center. Just a couple of cool things that we've been doing lately here. All right, and you know our webinar library is actually our YouTube channel. So when you're needing to find something, it's right there as well. All right, so let's get underway and start searching. So of course, I'm gonna go right to the search icon and search for residential. Oh, I see Rhonda has joined us today. Good to see you, Rhonda, theoretically. All right, so what type do we put in here? So I'm gonna tap the magnifying glass because maybe I don't know what type belongs in here. Ah, single family residence. Okie dokie. You know that multifamily belongs someplace else. All righty. We do have some other searching criteria over on the other side. We introduced these recently. So but at the very top, not equal to, oh, that's just, yeah, I really wouldn't go the extra distance to say not equal up here. I just simply would, and then that would give me condo and farm. I simply wouldn't do that. So I want equals to, there's only gonna be, like, when it contains, if I want Smith Street, I know it's Smith something, Cider Smith, Smith Cider, something. So that's where I would use the Smith in here and use the contains. So it's the equals, not equal to, starts with, does not contain. So I think contains in this one, this is the way Brian said it for us. As long as it contains Smith in the street, I know that's what I'm looking for. So that's how you use these new contains. We've set these up so you don't have to do an asterisk or anything like that. And okay, multiple addresses. So if you are looking for multiple addresses, if you wanted to pull up several different ones at the same time. So if I wanted on Vine, actually this isn't the easiest, so I could find anything on Vine, add, and I could add anything on Glen Eagles. Of course, in this low inventory market, I'm not going to find a thing. So if I wanted anything on Vine or Glen Eagles, that's what I would do. Oh, well, seeing how we don't have any status on here, I'm going to find all of the previously listed stuff. And that is anything, well, let's take it down to my county. There we go. So 193 without any criteria in there. So that would find anything on Vine, that was Vine Street, Vine Road, or just Vine, and Glen Eagles. Sometimes you've got to keep it short and sweet. Municipality. Now you'll notice we do have municipality here and here. The area is just a throwback, and we've never removed it. That's all there is to it. So I could type in Clare here for St. Clair, and then municipality, Clare. it's the same thing. However, this one has the numerical value for St. Clair. This one does not. So I like to know that 7-4, that is in the county of St. Clair. So you'll see that I have St. Clair here is a 74. These numbers, what they mean, those first 2 digits are the county indicators. So that's why I tend to like the area municipality better than plain old municipality. Structure style, well, what is it? And don't forget, so one of the big things that I didn't know, I mean, I'm not an architect, a 1.5 story. When somebody told me my house is a 1.5 story, I'm like, that second story looks like a real second story to me. I mean, really? Well, I got schooled on that. And it's whether the square footage of the second floor matches the square footage of the first floor, and mine don't. So my the kitchen area is open to the second story. So that right there tells me it's going to be a 1.5 story. So if you're searching for a 2-story and you just put in 2-story, you're going to be missing some of those homes. This is a 2-story home. However, architecturally speaking, it's a 1.5 story. So those are the types of things that you'll need to look at there. And of course, some of these others, people do miss these. I see these in this tech support, condo or apartment, second floor or above. What this really means is, how can I access the property? Is it a first floor condo or apartment? Is it a condo or apartment further up? Or my favorite is, where's my little ranch one? Condo, ranch style first floor. So remember, the ranch style is going to be a 1-story. A condo or an apartment could be more than 1 stories. So this is specifically stating that this condo is a 1-floor unit, and this one is on the first floor, and this one's the second floor or above. And there you have it. And the others, quad, tri, all of those. So I'm going to keep those in there. See how that, we're down to 72 now. Now remember, beds and bathrooms. So we keep bathrooms total here. So if I enter in 2 total bathrooms, I have a ability of 1.5 baths. Because this just says bathrooms. How many bathrooms are in the house? Halves, wholes, doesn't matter. How many? And also, just so you know, when listings are being displayed, like on Realtor.com, Zillow, all of those other sites, they will count all the bathrooms in the house. So we have one in the garage now, in the detached garage. So that one would be counted in the listing total number of baths. So that when you look at the listing itself, you'd have to say, oh, okay, one of those half baths is in the detached garage, just so they know. Because when you enter in a listing, it will tell you locations. You know, is it below grade, above grade? Because that was one of the big things when we first started displaying that type stuff. People were very upset at what was going on. Like, there's only 1 bathroom there. They're counting the second bathroom in the basement. For some, they want to know. If there's a second bathroom and if it's in the basement, I'm okay with that. Some are not. That's why you have to understand. And also, if you wanted to specify, if you wanted full bathrooms, I only want 2 full baths. This is not the field for it. I'm going to scroll down, and at the very bottom, you'll see down at the bottom left is secondary criteria. So I'm going to open this field up by tapping the down arrow. Tapped it again. So I have bathrooms full. So if I only wanted 2 full baths, if I had to have a minimum of 2 full baths, then that's what I would use. Now I want to go over and delete the bathrooms total here. So I can do that right from here by hitting the X. There we go. And now I've removed that from my criteria. If this is something that you do use on occasions, you're going to want to customize this. Now in the go-to webinar, if your panel has been minimized, tap the little orange arrow and open it up. At the bottom, I have a couple of handouts. I'm sure I put 5 handouts in there for you. And it should be Paragon searching and customizing. Searching and customizing handout. So it's fairly easy. You just have to remember to save it. That's it. So I would go up to customize, and that's actually a container because I want to pull it out of one container, that bottom container, and put it in the top container. So I'm going to tap on that. So the primary is that top container, and then the secondary criteria. And oh, this is just open by default. Sorry. Fields. There we go. It's just keeping it open, which open for some is good. Oh, there goes the puppy. So what I'm going to be doing is checking the secondary criteria out of the containers here. So now it's going to change my items that are here. So there's my bathrooms full. I will take this and remove it. So now that's out of my secondary criteria. I'm going to go to my primary criteria and search for bathroom. Full. So I'm going to select this and add. Now remember, it does go all the way to the bottom. It's not where I want it. I'm going to take it, select it, and move it up. Just tap until I find where I want it to be. Bathroom's full. Now I want to apply and save. So now I've customized my search criteria. So there it is. My bathroom's full is now up here. So it's pretty simple. Just make sure that you see what's down there. Just open it up. Because I had one of my members, she's been a member for a very, very long time. It's just now that she needed to use something that she hadn't used in forever. How do I search by year built? Oh, in that secondary criteria. She's like, oh, just didn't see it. That was all there was to it. Okay. These are fairly simple. Yes, no, you got it. But here's the one that I love. Features. I do see a lot of questions. Where do I find such and such? How do I find searching by financing? How do I search by this? They're all in this really cool category called features. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, hit the magnifying glass. Oh, righty. Now you'll see all these fields are collapsed, which is the way I like it. Because it was all open, God, it was horrible. And I would tell everybody, just go ahead and close them all. Then you will see all the titles. It's about a page and a half now. So it's not too bad. So we have green features at the bottom. All right, so let's go back up to the top. See things like appliances. You know, some are for rental units, some are for the home, like humidifier intercom. Yeah, I remember those days. I'm gonna close that field back up. What type of basement? So if you are pretty sure that you do not want a Michigan basement, here is, let's see, let's find Michigan basement, MI basement. There are 3 different dots over here, which might be a little harder to see on the webinar, but this first dot, the first column, must have. The second one must not have. Hey, and as long as I get 1 or more of these, I'm good with that. So on the Michigan basement, I would say, nope, no way, I don't want a Michigan basement. See, now there's a common basement, storage lockers, condos, townhouses. Now you have a lot of other things in here. Fireplace features, here's another one. This is a cool one, so I like to use the must have 1 or more here. Now remember, in today's low inventory, you're not going to be using this a whole lot, but I want you to be aware of where they are. So a basement, fireplace, dining room, family, gas, right room, living room, primary bedroom, natural, fireplace screen. I think that's not it. I think that's hotter, isn't it? Okay, as long as I either get a gas fireplace or a natural fireplace, I am good to go. See, that honestly, if you see back here in the dark area, fireplace, yes, no. I think that would really be satisfied with the fireplace, yes. Really. Foundation type, garages. There's a whole bunch here. So that your pet restrictions are for leases. Site location. Is it on a golf course? Is it in a rural area? Is it in a subdivision? So there's some really interesting pieces here. Alrighty, and here are your financial terms. So when you're looking for cash only, that's where you're going to find it. So there's your cash, option, assumption, leases, all sorts of stuff right here. So that's how you're going to be searching for those. Let's go ahead and cancel this out. So in the must-have, and you can also type in here, so pool. So the above ground pool, oh, as long as I get a whirlpool, hot tub, and that one. I'm not saving this yet, dear. And another pool. Let's see. Indoor pool, in-ground pool. As long as I get one of these, okay, we're down to one listing, so we know we're having a little trouble here. So this is what these are used for. So right now, remember, in this low inventory, you're not going to be putting a whole lot of information in on the searches like this. However, on the flip side, as the listing agent, be as truthful and honest and robust as possible on here. If you're in a cul-de-sac, market. If you got a fenced-in property, market. If you've got fireplaces, market. It is important to have the most accurate information in here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those. And one thing that I do like, so I see that I selected, oh, for sale and for rent is both. Oh, I want to change that. So I'm going to hit the blue marker here, and it's going to bring my cursor right back to it. And there she is. She highlighted it, and then I only want items that are for sale. So it's nice that I tapped it over here, and it brought my cursor right over there. So you'll see now that I have 45 listings, what even do I have in here? So now that I went over to my mapping, how do I get back? Maybe I want to change my mapping or something. I don't know. This is not right. I got to do something different. Here's your way to get back. So you can go back to your criteria, or you can run your search right from here as well. So let's go back to that criteria. So, thank you. I'm going to remove the radius that's in here, and then I want to show you. Because I actually put the counties in there, and the municipalities. Okay. All right, so searching by map, tap into it. Now this is going to center in on your office, and mine is actually my home. Because what I did in my preferences wizard is said, hey, no, I don't want my map to show up at the office. I'm usually searching out of St. Clair. So what I want to do is move my map to, let's see, we'll go to Shelby Township. And I'm just going to say either Shelby Township, Michigan, or do the zip code. So I'm going to type in the zip code and then tap the magnifying glass to make my map move. So now you'll see there's my 1, that's the middle of the zip code. Now I keep my map on a hybrid. If you like to change that, so you can change it just on the fly here, it doesn't stick, remember. So here's what the maps look by default. So you have the aerial and the hybrid. So I like both the road and the aerial together. So now that I found the center of this, my client said that she wants to be within 5 miles of the center of the area. Okay, no problem. So at the very top, you'll see the search radius in miles. So I'm just going to tap a 5 and then search the radius. So now you'll see there's a lot of listings here. And I'll bet you $1 we still had all of those active back on market coming soon. Okay, we're still okay with that. And no other baths. We're just going to 2-bath in here. Basement, yes. Features with a 2-car garage. 2,000 square feet. See an acreage? That's one of the ones that I put in here as well. We'll see the, I like to customize every now and again. And how about a county? Oh, nope, I've got the map, sorry. Okay, so now there are 178. So I'm gonna go back to that map search because I noticed I did not refine mine. So I'm gonna zoom in just a little for you guys. So you'll notice the controls here on the bottom right. Now, one of the things on this one, so you'll see 25 here, these are clusters of listings. So if anytime I want to see these 21 without going elsewhere, here's a quick view on the left. So when I can scroll through, you'll see that first one, the status is there. They're accepting backup offers. So if I just wanted to get a little peek as to what's going on there, see, and then I can always scroll down. You can see the realist map, RPR, and the estimates are right there too. Nice. So I'm going to go through and see what's here. We got some new construction, very nice. And I can do that in all of these little clusters. If I just wanted to take a quick peek to see what's going on, I certainly can. But with this quantity of listings, that might be a little much. All right. So here's another piece of the mapping, which I really like. So my client said, oh, Debbie, I don't want to go south of M59. I really, really don't. That's just a lot of, no. Give me, just a little buffer zone. I don't want nothing under there. How do you do that? Just going to map it out. So we're going to draw on the map here. So I'm going to draw, and I'm going to do a polygon. So I'm going to go just above M59. I'm going to tap once, go all the way across over here. I'm going to tap again. So every time I want this to make a turn, and end where I began, it just wasn't seeing there. All right, so but you'll see I actually added more on the map. That's not what we needed, Debbie. So we needed to remove this area. So we got to tell it to edit. We got to tell it not to do any of these. So the polygon, which I just drew, don't do the X because you're going to delete it off of there. You'll only do that once or twice before you realize, let's not do that again. So I'm going to tap on the includes or the check mark, and it's going to turn red for me. And now it is no longer being included in my mapping. And so my client will be happy with me. All right. So now you can see it all now that I've zoomed out a little bit. Okay, and let's go ahead and run that search. Now I have my run search here or search on the right, because that's where it's always been, is on the right-hand side, but you'll see it's up in both places for you. Okay, so remember, there are 177 listings here. And we could definitely change it by price. You'll see the starting price is $325. And if I tap on the top, actually, I have my high, low, and average prices up here. So my high, I don't need a $1.4 million home. Maybe my criteria needs to change a little bit. So let's go back and tell my client she might want to put in her maximum budget. That's $500,000. And we've cut it down to 77. Could even go a little less on this. 23, there we go. So now when I hit search again, now I've reduced it to just those 23. Now, remember, these will come up sorted by price from lowest to highest. And if I tap the asking price again, it'll reverse sort and it'll give me the most expensive on the top. And there you have it. Now, I did customize here as well. You'll see on my homepage video, when is that listing going live? That's what I put in here. One of my agents called me. She's like, Debbie, this is so annoying. I cannot find out when those listings are coming live. Just because the report that she picks doesn't have it on there. It's not on every single report. And it was never part of this neither. So what I did is I customized this because I wanted to make sure to see those activation dates. So how do you customize on this one? I'm going to do customize, and that's a field. And all of your available fields are on the left. So if that wasn't over here, and I would just type in activation in that search. And you'll notice it did not come up for me because it was here. So I would simply select it on the left. like acreage. So I would select it, add it, and then move it from wherever I wanted it to be. So I can drag and drop whatever I need to do. And save. And so now my acreage is all the way down at the other end there. And so this is the nice piece that I like. So 7-6, these are already active. And instead of scrolling down, hey, why don't you do this? Tap on the column and sort them. There we go. One's not coming active until the 16th. Okay, so now we know. So let's go ahead and save the search for our client because we want to put them on the Collab Center. How are we doing on time? 10:45. Okay, alrighty. Not too shabby. We're about halfway through class because there's still some cool things I want to show you guys. So what I'm going to do is off this blue bar, this is where you're always going to find a whole lot of stuff to do. As you remember, you've got your more. I can take these and bring some selected ones into make driving directions from here. If you're the listing owner, you can maintain ones. But here's the one under the new actions added not all that long ago. Yes, I have to select one first. So let's do this one, and this one. We're going to say we want to do something with these. So I clicked on the actions icon, and these are my options I can do with these guys. I can bring them over to a buyer tour. So maybe those are ones that we are going to go see. That's the buyer tour. Maybe I was looking to create a CMA, but if that was the case, I would have active, pending, and closed. Or maybe I want to bring all of these into showing time. So there's your nice easy button. Select them from here and do with them what you need to off the actions button. Of course, your corrections button, you can't do it with 3. If I only had 1 selected, I can now tap my corrections button. Apparently not until I'm in the listing can I tap my corrections button. Sorry. So if I had a problem with this listing, maybe it was mapped incorrectly, or maybe they weren't allowing showings, or maybe I was the selling agent on this one, I would simply tap the correction button and let them know I was the selling agent on an active listing. I know, it doesn't mesh. And then send. That goes to our tech support department. It is anonymous. We aren't going to be blasting your information out there on who said what. Okay. Export, print, save. So I'm going to go back to the search. So you'll see I just did the red back button over here. I was on that report. I just did the back button to get back to the spreadsheet view. Okay, so now I want to save my search. I want to save it as because I want to give it a name. Not for myself, but for my contact. Okay, so this is going to be, well, I'm going to say Beatrice buyer today. I always like to name and date. That's just how I roll. Now, darn, I haven't added Beatrice to my contacts as of yet. That is okay. Just double check that I did not. Nope. So no results found. That's okay. I'm going to add her on the fly. So the first name is Beatrice. No middle initial, last name buyer. Now I do have to get her an email address. If I want to put her on Collab Center with the auto notifications, I have to have an email address here. I don't have to put anything else in here. That's what's required. Okay, and save. Now remember, you got a couple of key pieces you need to look for here. The green button here, success. Your new contact has been added successfully. Cool, we're good. So the contact is in. Now I want to save this and go to the notification center. So save and notify. And the exact instructions on how to do this is also in your handouts for today. So it is called the Collab Center handout. Now this used to be a lot more information here, but we go right from saving the search, getting our client in there, right over here to setting them up on notifications. So the default is sending buyers to the Collab Center. That is that's the cool piece. So, but I do want to check those settings. What am I sending to her? So I'm going to click the settings. Optionally, there is a message body up here, but it's kind of buried. So if you stick something in here saying, hey, I started this for you, let me know what you think. That's going to go on every single future message to your client. So I would skip that. Your notification date range, it's defaulted to 1 year. I've changed my defaults. I know it's crazy. What is going to trigger a notification to your client? Any price changes, new matches, comments, or status changes. So I've decided to put in status changes for my clients. So I want you to see everything that's available. You can also let your client know when there's tours and open houses, but the tour is usually for us, the agents, not buyers. Open houses, and besides, I really wouldn't be sending my buyer to an open house from some other agent. It's a quick way to lose your clients. Hey, unless you're trying to ditch your client and send them away. Here, go find somebody else to work with. You're horrible. And that's not even nice to say. And then initial photo is an option as well, but my gracious, there are a lot of people that save their listings and then go back and add the photo. So that would just clog up your inbox. So personally, I would never do that. So I've made no changes, so I'm just going to tap cancel. Now we have two different types of notifications here. You have your client notifications and your agent notifications. Now in a hot market like this, I would keep my clients to immediately. So as soon as a price gets changed, a new match, I make a comment, or the status gets changed, my client is going to know. And right now, I do want my clients to know about those status changes because they might be looking at a property, pending, pending. So that would be why. My agent notifications, well, I've selected in my collaboration center preferences wizard that I want to be notified when my clients get favorited, listings, and comments. So those are the things that I would get notified about, only if they are what I've selected. So I could either do immediately. So a lot of times I will set myself to recurring. I don't really care to see that stuff all day long. It's just a side, it's just a distraction for me. So I set mine to recurring. And if you do not set the time frame, it will say, hey, you got to do something here. So at what time do you want your emails to come in? So I set it up in my preferences wizard that I wanted to be notified at 7 a.m. and that's every day. So I just tap OK. It's going to go to Beatrice. I do not need to CC or BCC myself because I already get agent notifications. And at the very bottom is your subject line, activity notification for your collaboration center site. And maybe we'll say Shelby Township. Shelby Township area. That might help. And then in the upper right, I'm going to tap OK. But mind you, I wouldn't change the entire thing because that clears the Can Spam Act. So if you change it to something totally different, it might get blocked out there somewhere. So be careful about that. All righty. Now, how do you get these listings to your client? Well, first of all, you got to send that welcome message. So let's tap the welcome. It's going to go to Beatrice. And maybe this one, maybe I do want to BCC myself. But this is blank. This is useless. Nope. Preview. So you'll see, click preview to see the message. So let's go ahead and preview that. Alrighty. Ta-da, there's my headshot. Hey, look, there's my buyer's name in here, so maybe you better think about spelling it correctly. There are 24 matches found. Where do they come from? They're all going to be undecided. I can also pick listings for you. And there's categories to mark them as favorites, possibles, and rejected. And you can also communicate with the comments as well. They can make folders, compare listings. But here's the thing, and I did just see this in tech support, which I think I don't have the whole story. So my clients aren't sure about setting a password, so they're just deleting it. Of course, I've got to independently verify on what's actually going on. Yes, If your clients want to put things here as favorites, possibles, and rejects, just like any other Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, you have to create your own account. So to be able to keep all your listings in one place, to know what you like, what you didn't like, what you said previously was possibles, and you want to go back to those listings, this is how they do it. So they do need to set a password. And then at the very bottom is your signature. Now we are going to go through the Collab Center Preferences Wizard in a second here, because I want to show you how to make sure to get these things set up. So your cell phone number is defaulted and your email is defaulted through the membership here at My Real Source. You can add a Facebook link. Remember, it's got to be your business page. Google Plus is actually, shoot, I forgot what it is. It's not LinkedIn. It is, wow. I forgot what it was. LinkedIn and then Twitter. So I went ahead and put links into every single one of them, even though I don't have Twitter anymore. But I'm going to show you what it is. Oh, no, that's right. See, I didn't change that one. It says this account doesn't exist. LinkedIn, my Google Plus. I think I changed it to something else. Wines for Humanity. The old side hustle. My LinkedIn profile, and of course, my Facebook business page. All right, so I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to send it to my clients. And ta-da, you want to make sure to find that big green email sent. That's going to be your big important thing. Did it get sent? Okay, so I'm going to hit close. Now that I'm back to this page here, I probably need to go back out and come back in to see the Collab Center. So I can see my client's Collab Center. Usually I have to go back out and come in. See if they've got me. Oh, yes, awesome. All right, so welcome Beatrice Buyer. Here's her buyer activity. There are 24 updated. They're all new for her. And here's where if she marks these as favorites, possibles, rejects, see, even I can go in and work on her behalf for her. So on this one, I can say, yeah, I can reject this one or maybe favorite it because it's really close to the water. Maybe this one, it's questionable. We'll say no on this one. So now that I've made these changes for her, all right, so what we're going to do is go back up to the top. She has one favorite, one possible, two rejected. So anytime she can go back in and just select her favorites and say, oh yeah, there's the one. She clicks open the listing. There's all the photos. That's why it's always important on having good photos. The public remarks for the home. Listing summary, oh, virtual and video tours, very nice. All the stats on the home, property taxes, features, rooms. And you'll notice that each one of these, once you get down to the property info, that does come up to these tabs that correspond on the top. Property history, documents, pretty nice. Valuations, mortgage center, and community reports. Simply close that and back to the others here. So there is also a tile view. So if they want to see it, can't on the one favorite, it doesn't really have a whole lot of impact. So there is your tile view and all the undecideds. And there's also the map view as well. So remember, this is your client's experience. So if they know they want to be somewhere, maybe Washington was a little too far out, she can simply mark those as her rejects. See, but remember, there is nothing below All Road because she said not to. So I'm going to close out. Actually, I'm going to go back up to the top here. I do want to go to the page where it says Contact Me. So you'll see in here, you have the opportunity to put a whole lot of, oh, Instagram, that was the one. That was the one that I could not remember. Your company logo will be here along with any information that you add. there is an opportunity to put in a small video here. As you guys may or may not know, I do a lot of videos for my Real Source. So I put in the new agent onboarding. I just wanted to see what it looked like, and that's what it looks like. There are my links to the different pages and to my site, which is my HomeSnap account. Welcome letter, and then all of the links that I have put in here personally. Okay, and close. There is also my home wealth, which of course I didn't put in any information for her, but if Beatrice is a homeowner, she can add in her information here and get a monthly digest of what her home's value is and what she can do with her home, like understanding when to refinance, purchasing power for a second home or a trade up. So it's a great way to give your clients more information. So your clients can sign up for it, or you can add them as well. So back to Paragon now. So we are still in Beatrice Buyer. I want to close her out and show you one thing. So when you go to your contacts, you're going to view and manage. So if we wanted to go see what Beatrice was up to, I've actually sorted these by the date notified. So the date notified is the newest ones are on top. Instead of having them all scattered, it's just easiest for me to keep all of my new stuff at the very top. So here's Miss Beatrice at the very, very top, because she was the first one. This is the most latest one. You see I don't have a phone. Her email, I want to show you down here one thing. There is an opt-out. Miss Audra opted out of my emails. I love her. She's one of my agents, or she's one of your agents and one of my trainers. So but she did opt out for me, so I could show you what that looks like. If you have clients that have opted out of your emails, because I opted out of something which said that I did not. It said I opted out of my Real Source emails. I have no idea how that happened. If you need to opt back in, you can simply, it is up in the links, resources, links. It'll give you the directions on how to get them added back in. So I can view my site right from here. I can click into all 24 matches of hers right here. So I'm going to click into that so I can see them all right here. Close out this little tab, go back. I can see what's new and what's already changed. Wow. And I'll go into this approval in a second here. So she has 20 in the undecided, 1 fave, 1 possible, and 2 rejects. So if anytime I want to go into the rejects or the possibles, I can go right into here. Because if she might say to me, hey, Debbie, I would love to schedule a showing. I want to go see that house on the big one that was sort of close to the water. What was the address? I favorited it. No problem. I've got you covered. I can click into the favorites and see which ones you want. So from here, I can go into my actions and more and schedule my showing time right from here. Of course, I can also click into the listing too. Just saves me a second. Okay. And then here as well. All right, so what's the deal with these two, with the approve all? How can you have approve and disapproved? Because these are my picky clients. This is Lisa. She's one of our trainers as well. So I keep her on the Collab Center just for, for class purposes. And then of course me, I'm also my own picky client. So here's what is going on. So I'm going to click into Debbie's account. And under my contact information, I have this contact set to agent preview, which means I'm going to see those listings first before they ever go to my picky client. As my client said, if I show her one more home or send her one more home that's yellow, she's gonna fire. So guess what? I'm making sure not to send any yellow homes her way. So how do you do that? So I'm gonna close back out of here. So I can go look into the 27 listings and I can say, okay, yeah, not a yellow home, not a yellow home. It's kind of brick red. I think that, I take a better look at that one. That looks yellowish. Okay, that's red. And I could say, okay, these are going to be approved. I can send these. And of course, you can check into the photos by clicking in the photos there and just taking a quick peek at, yes, I believe this one does really fit her criteria. So, because I have seen agents do this the long way. They run a search every day. And then if they see something new and it fits the criteria and they think they'll like it, they're going to send it. Why do that? I'm going to let the system work for me. It's going to let me know. It's going to send me an email. Hey, your client has. Oh, it's golf day. The ladies are really. There we go. Now we got it all the way down. So at any point, so the listings will come to me. I will look at them and approve them or not. Instead of me having to go out and look for them and figure out what's new, the system is going to let me know what is new. I will get an email and it says, you need to log into Paragon and go look at this list and see what's approved. So I see that there are 3 selected here, and I'm going to approve these. These will appear as undecided in the Contacts Collaboration Center. Yes, I want to approve those. Then I'll say maybe this one I'm going to disapprove. Oh, in the water. Ooh, is it yellowish or not? Beige, might be more beige. Let's see, was this my yellow home? Kind of beigey, whatever. So I'll say maybe this one is a unapproved, and then I will disapprove this one. It goes through the same motions, disapproved. So I will keep the rest of these here. So that is the idea of the agent preview. Now I'm going to go to the home page for a second. I can either hit the home tab or the home icon, either way. The other place where you can see your collaboration, your contact activity is going to be right here in the contact activity box. So for me, there's no activity as of yet. I don't have clients in here. It's Lisa and I think my big brother. So I can go into my comments, any searches, or any sellers right here and see everything that is new. So there are 3 new here, and that is it. There's my 3 new. Alrighty, so that is my new activity. And so the new activity is also shown by the green dots. So if I were to go into Beatrice and check out her new listings, now she is marked as not having new anymore. So the green dot is gone. It's kind of just interesting pieces about it. Okay, so far we've shown a lot about the searching. We've done a little customizations. We've saved our search and got them on the Collaboration Center. So now we also took a look at their Collab Center site to see what they can do there, what your clients can do. And you can also work on behalf of your clients too. Remember, by just simply clicking the blue view. Or how about if you needed to change something about your buyer's search? I can simply go into my buyer activity, select the search that I needed to change. Maybe she wanted to say, okay, not Washington Township, that was just a little too far. I can go in and edit the search. And remember, if they didn't find the invitation or if they've just been out for a bit, I don't know, you can always resend the invitation right here. So I'm going to go in and edit that search. And I'm going to go into the mapping. Maybe we'll start to exclude another spot as well. So let me zoom out a little bit. And we're going to draw again. So I'm going to draw on the upper left. I'm going to stick with the polygon. It just enables me to freehand whatever I want. So I'm going to go up to the Washington Township. So I'm going to go down Highway 53 here, if you guys can see that. So 53, every time the highway takes a turn, I'm going to turn as well. And we're going to go off to the left here. And just end where I began. So now remember, it adds to the map. So you got to go in and tell it No, I want to exclude. So we're going to edit. The newest one you draw is always going to be on the bottom, so it's checked. I'm going to uncheck it. And ta-da! So now these listings have been excluded. Okay, so I'm going to go and run that search. I'm going to see what it looks like. And I want to save that search. Beatrice buyer, yes. Alrighty, and that will override that one. Ta-da! Success, you're saved. Your search has been saved. Always good to see that. Now there is another thing, add to a cart. So that's a different way of doing things. So that's so adding listings to a cart is the way to get your listings as agent recommended. So you wouldn't want to do well, you could do the ones that are in here. Normally, I don't do the ones that are already in their Collab Center site, but I have seen agents do that simply because there's 100 listings in there and they want to go in and recommend this, that, and that one. Like, okay, that's you could do that as well. So if I wanted to do that, so here I am, I'm looking at her listings, and I would say, what was that one? The water was someplace else. Let's see, maybe I will say, there's the one. This one, I want to add it to a cart. Just that one selected and save. Save it to her listing cart. Now the last thing is though, you need to make sure, I'm going to go back, I'm going to refresh Betty's. Now she's on the news. View and manage contacts. So I selected just to see the ones that were new. So now I'm going to go back into Betty Buyer. And under my buyer activity, well, actually from the front page here, you can see it. So agent recommended, there is one. That's the one I just selected. That is also in a regular search as well. So if I go open the buyer activity folder, I'm going to go into the agent recommended because I need to make sure to turn her notifications on. Right here, they're only in a listing cart and not doing anything. So I need to turn her to the Collab Center. And I don't have to do anything else. So maybe I'll check the settings. Maybe I'll make, oh, well, you know, I'll keep this one on immediate because that's one of those. If I recommended something to her, maybe I want to keep a better eye on it. And these are, maybe look, agent recommended. There we go. So that way you always see, ta-da, and now you have your client set up on the agent recommended as well. And that's the one big step. If you are going to recommend listings, you do have to tell the system how you want those listings to get to your client, whether it's going to be a straightforward email or if you want to put them in the Collab Center with everything else, which is the most smart way to do it. So now I have 22 listings in there. One has been recommended. And then she'll see that right across the top as well. Where are those recommended listings? All right, so I have another question to ask you guys. Have you done your preferences wizard? So just to see, I want to see if I need to go a little further in depth in this one. So I'll give you guys a second to answer. Cool, okay, well the majority is yes. So the minority is no. So that means I'm going to go quickly through it, maybe just a couple of topics that we want to hit. So I'll share those results with you. So there you go. Most everybody has. So what we're going to do, where do you find your Collab Center Preferences Wizard? This will be a good little overview. So we're going to go into our preferences, and there is a wizard for the Collab Center. So that's what we're going to be going through. Just tap into that and hit start. I'll hit the highlights on this for you guys. All right. So my given name is Deborah. I was able to change that here. Your phone numbers come from our membership records. If something does need to be changed, let us know. My secondary phone number, that is something that was entered into the membership record. So if you have something, you can email me or email Monica Kapolka at the office. If you want, just respond to the information that comes to you after the webinar. That'll work. Just keep it simple. And do I want to display my email address, my web page, my video, because I uploaded that. That was pretty cool. Here are my links for Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I'll show you how I cheated. I'm going to open up another page, and I'm going to go to my Facebook page. I will show you the cheat. So I need to go to my business page here on the bottom left. And all I'm simply going to do is click into the URL at the very top, right click, copy. Yes, I love to cheat. And paste here. And I'll do the same thing on every single one. I would go to Twitter, go to LinkedIn, and then my Instagram page, which I put my Wines for Humanity there. Now the story, that video link that I had in there, so to get any videos into Paragon, whether it's going to be a virtual tour, a video tour, they have to be uploaded on a video site, Vimeo, YouTube. I don't really care where you upload them to. They just have to be uploaded so you can get a link for that. And there was my YouTube link for the video series. And the other thing on this page is your headshot. It does need to be a square. Otherwise, they will squish it into a square for you. And Lordy knows I don't need my face squished anymore. All right, moving on to the next page. Come on. So the Collab Center site, there's that message that they had. I should. If you have accidentally screwed yours up, there is in the MLS documents, I know it's crazy, and I'm going to pull mine up right here. So I'm going to access those, and that's the Collab Center About Me page. I will open up that doc. Yeah, it's on a separate window. I apologize. I don't really need to see that. You get the gist of it, huh? Here we go. Copy. And I'm going to say select all. Nothing there. And paste. There you go. So you can just go in and paste what's there. There you go. And that's it. You can do some other cool stuff in here. It's kind of deep on the Collab Center site, but if you want to update it, that is fine. Now here are all these links that I showed you. So when you add these, so I'll go in and do the motions for you. So I'm going to add. So I'm going to do a link. We'll just go back to Big Red Homes, this Facebook page here, copy, and go back to Paragon and paste. Now it's going to naturally make the link name the exact same as the web address. I don't want that. That's just horrible. So I'm going to unselect that checkbox, and now I'm going to say just Big Red Homes. And that's all there is to it. And save. So there's the Big Red Homes I just added in. It's also the same as the next one. Now, if you realize that, oh my gosh, I already had that one in here, simply select it and delete. Delete the link. That's all there is. So I have my Home Snap, the real estate app. Now remember, you guys have your own link to this. You can see, zoom up a bit. My Home Snap does say Debbie Rand Fajardo here. So you have your own web page with Home Snap, and that you can share on social media too. So I put a lot of cool stuff, Water Brewery, stuff localized in my area. Property tax estimator. but it's easy to say. And here is a great video I found a long time ago about staging can help you sell. There you go. And just some interesting stuff for my clients. So you can also put your handyman there. You can put anything you want. It's up to you. Unless your broker expressly forbids you from it, that's all there is to it. Now there is a whole other page about your office information. Now remember, Laura does require that you show either your logo or your address. So I just make sure I keep it simple. I display it all. I displayed my office logo, my office address. I didn't have a secondary office number. And that's all there was to it. So that's the office information. Next is, oh, this is a very important page, your notifications. So your agent notifications. Here's for me. Do I want to get notified of new listings, price changes? So, and actually I just had someone change this up too. She's like, no, the only thing I want to get notified on is comments. So she says, none of this, no, 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 and no. Oh, and no. That was it. She says, I only want to know if my clients send me a comment in the Collab Center. I'm like, okay. And then your client notifications. Yes, new listings, price changes, stats changes. And there you have it. So, but this is going to be for every single listing that you would set up. Me, I want to know of new listings, price, and when they favorite listings. We'll go with that. And next. For the search options, your clients can create searches. And this is as a whole. So it would be either to disable everybody, put everybody on agent preview, or allow them to create searches. So I'm going to allow them to create searches. I didn't restrict them on not being able to do commercial or anything like that. I gave them everything they wanted. I did not allow my clients, or am not allowing my clients, to search on solds, expireds, and subject properties. One of the simple reasons is just the fact that I don't want them overloaded with all this information. If I were working with rehabbers, I would probably let them look at a little bit more information. They might know a little bit more about what they're trying to look for. So, but generally speaking, I'm not. And that's it. I got one more page to go, and that was it. Your estimates. Hey, that's okay. I'm allowing my clients to see all of those estimates. They're not all estimates. This is the easy value. And the realtor's valuation model, that comes from RPR. And then this estimate is from Zillow. So they can see that. And that's why you have it. That is everything in your Collab Center site. And that's your preferences. Okay, so we still have 7 minutes of class. I think we did fairly decent on that one. Do we have any questions? Because we haven't had one question, probably because I haven't given you any thoughts, any time to think about that. So remember, you're searching. You've got a couple of different ways. I'm going to hit my home tab. You've got your power search up the top, which I can bring up 1969. And I'm not going to add in a whole lot of information on that one. I'm going to start out with just buying, because one listing was entered in as buying. One was entered in as just plain old buying. So we did the power search, quick search, market monitor as well. The other thing I did not go over is at the very bottom. This is the Northern Great Lakes data share and residential. So I added in a couple of quick shortcuts down here. And there's the little gear all the way to the very bottom right. That little gear lets you put in anything you want here. The one big thing you're going to want to know is in your menu categories. These are all your little icons across the top here. So anything from your searching icon, anything out of your listings icon, and then I found I put a lot of my stuff out of the resources icon in here. The other data is our data share partner, the Northern Great Lakes Realtors Association. That one can be found under your resources icon by going to the data shares. Northern Great Lakes data shares, you're going to be opening up your own instance of Paragon for them. Yes, I will extend you. I will have to come back to him. So you'll see that it's quite a lot the same, but still different. We have the market monitor, but look, it's a lot taller than ours. They actually have teams over here. So they have my info, market, no office or firm. They decided to go with teams. Okay. So I can just see what's new over here. So just a quick little peek here. Theirs are going to be a little different. So residentials, well, those are all. Their statuses and their reports are just a little different. So I'm going to click into a listing. Completely renovated condo, very nice. You'll see that the reports are very different. That's what they're used to. So it does take a minute to get used to their reports. Simply click on the reports on the right-hand side, and you'll see a couple of the different ones that are here. And you can mark anything as your favorites. These are in the faves. Realtor Professional. That's just a different view. So if you wanted to set up automatic notifications for things out of the Northern Great Lakes Realtors MLS, you would do the same thing. You're going to run a search. Then you're going to add them in you'll add them into your contacts. So you'll see I have my big brother is in here. All righty. So my settings, last visit of May. So let's get him extended, 7/31. So he's going to be expiring. So we'll set him up for another year. It's my big brother. I always have a lot of test people. 22. There we go. And okay. Oh, that's number 12. There we go. Okay. Today's 14th. Go to the 14th. All right, so he's been set up for another year. And there you can see, this looks the same. Same stuff, just in a different place. So if you're looking for more information, there's the data share there. I'm going to go back to my Paragon, and under the resources that my real source data shares, that'll give you a good picture of all the data that we are sharing with. Now remember, not all data shares are created equal. We're the only MLS that is currently sharing with NGLAR, the Northern Great Lakes Realtors MLS, that's out of the green. The other ones are Bay County and Claire Gladwin that have come on board, and they are not sharing data with other MLSs. So those are very exclusive data shares. All right, everybody, I thank you very, very much for attending today's Collaboration Center and Paragon searching class. Remember, we will upload this to YouTube, so please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and you won't miss anything. So we look forward to seeing you on the next one, and in next month, we look forward to seeing you on some in-person classes at my Real Source office in Shelby Township. All right, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you soon.